getting ready. We don't know what to do. We're both like, oh my God, what do we do? Because we're not cooking anything. We're just
Yeah, we're just sitting.
All
We're like,
right.
what do we do?
Well, let's just do it, okay? I'm here with the fabulous Nini Girl.
Nini Girl.
Nini Girl, right? And we thought we would do a nice kind of a fan-based video because we have a lot of the same fans who are always asking us like questions about doing stuff together. Finally, like with our schedules, I'm off from school right now for fall break, and you're home, so we're making it happen.
Yeah, today was a good day, and Joey came over. We had a delicious lunch.
Nini Girl made lunch, yeah.
I made lunch. And we chatted, and we have questions from you guys.
Yes, some questions.
From his viewers and some of mine.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been MIA for about a year now.
And it's really rough to do this when you have a family, right? People who have like big channels, this is what they do. This is their job, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to get to that point when we're managing a household, right?
Yeah, I think my family, because they don't want to be involved in it,
right,
that adds a layer of, makes it more complicated. Where I think other families where the whole family's involved, it's just a way of life, and it's easy.
Yeah, and I don't know that my family doesn't want to be involved, but they definitely, it's an annoyance to them,
yeah,
right? And I'm the one kind of pushing it on them. So that's why I kind of take control and do that. And if they're in it, they're fine. If they're not, they're not, and I just don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, that's kind of the same situation. All right, so we're going to ask some questions. We're going to answer some questions that some of the people in the Facebook group asked, all right? All right, so the first one is from Gary Booton, and he's like, bread, question mark? So many people think bread is like the end of the world, right? Like you can't have bread, it's over, right?
Yeah.
And we know that's not true.
No.
No. So we solved that by, you make your own bread, right?
I make my own bread,
Yeah.
but I buy bread too. I buy it at Costco.
Yeah.
But I just don't eat it all the time. But if I need bread for a meal and I'm really busy, I'm gonna go buy it and just make sure there's no oil in it or anything dairy in it, and we just eat it. It's not an everyday thing, but
yeah,
I think back to McDougall, and McDougall's really changed our lives. He's like the pillar of everything. Is the barley men. The barley men were the Roman gladiators, and they ate barley, and they ate wheat, and they ate, all sorts of breads, and they were the barley men.
There was also that study he does in his book, The Starch Solution, where they take the college students and they just give them bread to what they're already eating, right? Do you remember reading that? And there's 14 kids, right? And I guess they split it, or maybe it was 28, they split 14, but 14's in there somehow. And the kids who were eating the bread wound up and they weren't trying to diet. The kids that were eating the bread started losing weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this whole stigma, I guess, because of carbohydrates and bread and all that. Don't get me down that road. But so the same thing with me. We make our own bread, right? So it's only made from 3 ingredients. But on occasion, we can't. It just works out. We can't always plan that, right?
Yeah.
And we have to buy bread. So same thing. We get it oil-free from Costco, or we'll buy Dave's Killer Bread if we have to.
Dave's
right?
Killer Bread.
Yeah.
Always in my fridge and my
Yeah.
freezer. And the kids, sometimes they don't want to eat mommy's bread.
Yeah.
They just want to have a regular peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that's it.
And when you have kids,
They do
you
it.
can't. It's not always about what you want, right?
No,
Yeah.
and I tried that. I tried doing it, all my bread. I got the loaf pans, and
Yeah.
I did the whole thing. It was just so much work.
It is.
I was like, I says, we don't live in a village on a mountain.
Right.
I don't need to do this. So, there's a bee on my water. This is water, by the way.
And we love bread too. Same thing. I don't eat it that often. Maybe
No.
twice a week, right? But if I want a sandwich, I want a sandwich, right?
Yeah, but
I don't make it stress me out.
I think also an issue is what people eat their bread with.
Yes, of course.
So
yeah.
if I'm eating it to dip in my soup,
Right.
or to dippy do, like my viewers know that I like to say, in my salad dressing or something, I'm eating it with something that's whole food plant-based, where I'm not smothering it with butter or
Right.
vegan butter and then jelly and then, anything like that.
I feel the same way. So Gary, that's our answer to the bread question. We bread. We don't worry about it, and but we just know not to abuse it, and we have it as part of a whole food plant-based meal and diet. That's all we do, right? Barbara Sample asks, what about plant-based meats? Can we eat and be okay? So I think you and I are exactly the same in the Medulla situation with that. We don't base our meals around a mock meat.
No, I don't try and eat imitation cow meat. Like that meat, what's that meat called? The Beyond
and Impossible and all that stuff, yeah.
I don't, it kind of makes me sick just even looking at it because it looks so close to real meat.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to get close to that. Maybe because for us it's also an ethical.
Right.
The ethical. So I avoid all that stuff, you know, the hot dogs, the sausages, all that. I do like, and I was telling you about it just now over lunch, that I did recently start buying the soy curls.
Oh, right.
Soy curls. We like soy curls. One ingredient, soy.
So I think for us, I stopped eating meat 15 years ago because of a PETA pamphlet I read, and everything changed. So for me, it was definitely about ethics. But when I see the burgers, I don't think too much about. I know that they're not meat, so I'm fine with that. But when you look at the nutrition information for a Beyond or Impossible burger, right, compared to the regular one, there's no cholesterol and there's a little fiber, but as far as fat, they both have. The one has 57, like the regular burger at Burger King has 57 grams of fat. The Impossible has 54,
and
right?
Sodium.
The same thing. So you're not getting a healthy product with that.
Yeah.
And I think because of, and McDougall talks about this, we have to stop thinking of our meal as a meat or meat substitute and
like
two
the little
vegetables.
Triangle, you know, like the try where you got the meat, the rice, and then the veggies.
We make like a starch the bulk of the meal and a non-starch the rest of it to fill you up.
I don't think about it.
I don't think about it either.
I just try and make it look like a rainbow.
So
Everything
can you eat those meals? You can eat them. They're vegan if that's your goal, and if you're trying to maybe get someone to transition, like a husband who really has to have meat, but you're trying to get him off it. There's a place for those, like a transition place. But as a family and as a long time plant-based eater, I don't ever think about those.
No, and like I have a friend that's transitioning to the plant-based diet, and she asked me for the vegetable protein.
Okay.
That little, it's like kind of like all broken up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't
That
even know what that
to
is.
put into a chili. And I had a bag because I was giving it to the dogs. I didn't say that to her though.
Here's your dog food.
But I had a bag of it, and I was like, she said, "Do you have?" I said, "Sure, yeah, I have an extra bag," but I didn't say what I use it for.
Yeah.
And so she put it in her chili for her husband, who needs that texture.
Right.
But I will say, my kids would eat.
Oh yeah, my son too will eat a hot dog if it's
No, not a real
plant-based.
burger. No, they will eat the mock stuff.
Yeah,
They
my
won't eat anything
kid
near
too.
other stuff.
My kid stopped eating that stuff. He's only eating he won't eat shrimp or fish or anything now.
Yeah.
It's just the mock stuff. But like at work, someone we had bought a box of plant-based burgers for barbecue last summer. Take them home. They're gonna go bad. I'm like, I don't want them. Yeah,
No
sorry.
way.
I don't eat
Those are
stuff
the
like that.
worst.
Yeah, I don't want them. All right, so plant-based meats, can you eat them? If there's a place for them, transitioning possibly, but we don't. Our meals don't go around them.
And
So
if you're trying to lose weight,
yeah,
it's not gonna
it's
work.
not a
It's
right.
not
It's not a
gonna-
health
it's not
food.
gonna
It's
work.
vegan, but it's not a health food,
You
right?
won't lose anything.
Yeah, no, not at all. So Shonda Jackson says, "What health improvements have you seen during the starch solution?" Well, I mean, what we do, even though we're McDougalers, so I would say we're the starch solution.
Yeah.
Have you seen any
What health?
solutions or improvement? You lost a lot of weight. You lost like 70 pounds.
I look like a completely different person.
Yeah.
And all my eczemas went away. I mean, and I had eczema all over my hands. It was a hand thing. And so it was it was so much pain and itching all the time. And with losing the weight, all of my health problems also started getting lost too. And so, and I was in and out of hospitals.
Were you?
All the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's just odd because I've known you for years. You've never been sick.
I was in and out for like ridiculous things too. I mean, I had hospital bills. that
Oh
I had
my
to deal with.
gosh.
So they just slowly went away. And then one day you're like, oh yeah, I used to have
Yeah.
that. And now I don't. And you don't. So it just, health-wise. And even my dentist noticed a difference in just my teeth cleaning. You know, the tartar, Just simple little things started adding up.
Before I was a vegetarian, when I ate meat, I was actually in really good shape, bodybuilding and all that, and then I gained a lot of weight as a vegetarian. My health improved. Here's what I've seen. 2 years ago, I went to the doctor, and this is what started plant-based diets. He said that I was pre-diabetic. I'm like, pre-diabetic? How's that possible?
Yeah,
right? And I was. So I started watching guys like Derek Simnett and some of these other guys, and I jumped on the whole food plant-based diet train, right? To, kind of improving it with the starch solution, and all that went away. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. I just changed the course of my life, right? So now I'm not even, like, people say you're pre-diabetic. They're like, okay, well, I got to start being careful. I'm going to have to be on diabetes medicine. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting on diabetes medicine.
Yeah.
Not at all, right?
Yeah.
So I decided to make a change. So that's what I've seen as a difference from the starch solution specifically, because I started the starch solution and it changed, right? That's kind of what I've seen.
I'm going to toot my little horn now.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Because I went and got blood work
Oh,
done
cool.
about 3 months ago.
Wow.
Remember I called you and asked you if you had a doctor?
Yes, I remember, yes.
Because it's hard finding a doctor
Absolutely, yeah.
that understands the plant-based diet. I mean, you kind of have to throw words out like McDougal.
McDougal, see if they're...
Esselstyn. And then you just kind of wait and see. China study.
China study.
Yeah, if they know before you talk about it. And so I went and got blood work done because my vertigo kind of started coming back a little bit, and I got worried I was B12 deficient again, which I wasn't. And the doctor, we did a whole, like all these vials, a lot of blood. And she said she'd never seen blood that perfect. The only thing I was deficient in was vitamin D.
That's everyone.
I was surprised.
Yeah. No, because we live in the desert and the heat, we don't go outside. Yes.
We don't go outside.
I know, that's what they said. My doc said the same thing. I wasn't deficient in it, but he's like, most people in Arizona and Florida, by the way, are, because it's too hot to go outside.
It's just wrong.
I know. I agree. All right, so we'd like to know what Nini eats in a typical day. I know what you usually eat, Joey, because I watch all your videos.
And I do too.
And I've seen most, if not all of hers. All right, this is Janessa Kowalowski. I'm sorry, I'm messing up your name. So she was just wondering about that. Yeah, I mean, I do show all that. But I know, and you probably do this too, I eat the same crap all the time.
It's so boring. People are like, that's all you eat? It's like, yeah, that's it.
That's
it. So I eat my oatmeal every morning for 10 years. Even when we go on vacation, it's oatmeal. And I have a video of that. And then lunch is usually a leftovers from the day before. Or like now I made a salad.
Made a salad for us. Yeah.
A Greek salad.
It's really nice.
Salad. Or I'll do toast. Sometimes I just eat toast with jelly. Like 3 pieces of toast with jelly. And that... I get my sweet fix with that. Hummus and pretzels. I love that.
You made a hummus today. We had that.
Well, that was like leftovers from yesterday. That was like leftover hummus.
The other lady gets the dog food. I get the leftovers. What kind of place is this?
Well, I put it out there. We had to finish it. And then dinner's what you guys see. I don't do anything else. Yeah. Yeah.
So kind of the same thing with us. Like. All these recipes we show you, we eat like the same 5 things.
The same stuff.
I mean, we just do. It's simple, it's prepared, and that's it. So I just think out of this, what we should get is that food should not be fancy. The fancier it is, the more you eat, the more intricate it is. It should need like the toast and that's so simple, and I love that.
I love toast and I have neighbors that have fruit trees and they bring me jellies.
Oh, that's nice.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, that's very nice.
And sometimes I'll put peanut butter on one. And if it's in the winter, I'll make a tea and I'll dippy do in the tea. I mean, it's like a breakfast, lunch.
I still love some PB2 and some jelly.
Yes, sometimes that's what you want. Don't worry about it too much.
Let's see. Kristen Tresky says she has a couple questions. How did you and Nini meet?
So I love how we met.
This is kind of a crazy story. So.
Well, wait. I had seen his videos while I lived in California, so I knew him and Tim.
So, and then a friend of ours, right? Oh, so you were moving here and you found a house, and it happened to be next to someone Tim works, our friend Brenna, right? We're gonna call her Brenna.
We're gonna call her Brenna.
Hi, Brenna. And so you kind of moved in like right next to Brenna. right, within a few houses, right? And you invited her, hey stranger off the street, we don't even know you, come on in and eat, right?
Yeah, we became friends, and I would feed her because she doesn't cook.
Yeah, right. Brenna doesn't cook, right?
And I was like, oh, poor thing.
You poor thing.
Hard. You need food, nutrition to keep the engine going.
You need something. Come on in for some tofu, right?
Oh, but I remember telling her, come by the house. I've got food ready for you.
Right.
Just take it home and eat
Yeah.
it.
And she did.
And she did.
And then when she realized,
what it was.
right, that you're not only a vegan, but a McDougal high-starch vegan, what did she say?
She says, oh my gosh.
I know these two guys,
I know
right?
these two guys, and they have this YouTube channel, and
Yeah.
they're plant-based dads or something like
Yeah,
that.
I know these two guys. You have to meet.
You have to meet
Yeah.
them.
And then, so she basically moved right next to one of Tim's bosses. And then she told us, and I was like, oh my God, we have to meet, right? And this was like, I don't know, it was like January. And I'm like, we have to meet. So I contacted you, right? And then we decided on Super Bowl weekend, we were going to come over to your house.
Super Bowl, that's right.
Yeah,
It was Super
right.
Bowl.
So this will be 3 years, this Super Bowl,
That's
right?
right. We're doing
Yeah.
another party.
Yeah, so we came over, right? And immediately we were like, oh my God.
Oh my
and we
God,
hugged each
too.
other. And then the kids met for the first time, and they're all friends. They're all the same age, right?
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we've been like friends and just giggling.
Yeah.
Right?
We've just been like this the whole time.
But basically, you moved right near Tim's boss, and she made the connection and was like, you all have to meet.
yeah, I need you to leave me alone.
You're right.
Here.
Right. And the odd thing is, like, you know, I don't know a lot of vegans in person. I don't know any, right?
No.
But to know another McDougal vegan, like high starch, low
rare.
high starch, low fat, it is rare.
Yeah, I know
Right?
one other person that eats like us.
Right.
All of us.
And even though we're
Yeah.
best friends, we don't get to hang out often. I would say once a month, just because of our families and jobs, right?
I would say it's mostly you.
Mostly, it is mostly me, yeah.
School.
Well, because I have so much going on. It's
Yeah.
crazy, right? I missed the days when I was a trophy husband and it didn't work.
I
so.
know, see?
Okay, so
How we met, there you go.
there you go. Ava Amiola Gervasini says, this is exciting
What a
news.
beautiful
I know, it's
name.
very
Say it
Italian.
again. Say
That's
it
my
again.
heritage. It's Ava Miola Gervasini. Isn't that nice?
Gervasini. Wait, you're killing it. You've gotta be killing
No, it's
it.
Gervasini, see?
Gervasini.
Gervasini, yes. It's very Italian, right?
It's probably Gervasini.
Maybe it is. Hopefully I'm not destroying your name. I'm sorry. Which, you know, I'm 100% Italian. That's my roots, right? So she's like, this is exciting news. Love you guys. I sometimes have a sweet tooth after eating a savory meal. Usually dinner. So I have the same thing. Sometimes my body isn't signaled that I'm done eating until I have
I
sweet.
need
So what do you
something
guys do?
sweet.
And she's like, besides fruit, what do you do?
I'm not really a big fruit person after dinner. It doesn't like feel that I have to make dessert.
You make dessert?
I make desserts. I make the cookie, or Anna, my daughter, does the cookies.
Anna makes some good
Anna
cookies.
makes the cookies.
She does.
The cookies. I'll do a brownie. I'll do. I really love Feasting on Fruits. That's another YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
And it's just all whole food plant-based desserts, and they're easy to do. So I'll just make desserts or eat dates.
And we actually have some videos. The Honest Cookies, I did a video
Yes,
on, right?
you did
They
too.
were
They were
amazing,
so good.
right?
They were so
and
good.
the Starch and Brownies, I have a video on that too. You can make
Yeah.
those. They're really good. So, and then I have a video where I make like dates, and inside the dates I have PB2 cashew
Yeah,
powder
that's
and a
delicious.
pistachio or something, right?
Yeah.
Or I have little peanut butter cups made out of PB2,
Yeah.
right, with oats in it. And there's I have a video with 3 desserts. I'll have a link right
Wait,
up here.
I have a guilty pleasure. I think I have to come clean. And my son started this. So at night, sometimes he'd come in with this little bowl, and I'd say, we'd be watching a movie or something. I'd say, what's that? And he'd say, oh, it's just raisins.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. That's so nice.
Oh.
The child's eating raisins
Yeah.
on his own. Well, I come to find out that the raisins are all of my chocolate chips. You know, like the baking chocolate chips. So he was filling up a bowl
Oh my
of
God.
chocolate chips and sitting and eating them before bedtime.
Oh my
And so
God.
now we call them raisins. So
my gosh.
sometimes, if it's that time of month where you just need that
Right.
chocolate fix, I will just literally take a handful and just put it. There may be like 15 or 20 little
Yeah,
chocolate
and they're
chips.
not. I mean, they're the unsweetened ones, and they're the dark
They're the
ones.
ones-
Yeah, the semi-sweet
the
from Costco.
the
Yeah,
big bag.
the white one, the white
The
bag.
white bag,
Right.
not
Yeah.
the other
right.
one.
The other one's oil in it. But yes. Right. Oh, the other ones have milk in it.
The other ones have milk in
That's
it.
right. You have to
Yeah.
get those. And I stock up on those. But yeah, I do the
Yeah.
same thing. You
Yeah.
can't really overeat those because they're
No.
not sweet.
No.
So you have like 5 of them. You're like, oh, okay, I've got it.
You get the chocolate.
Yeah.
Well, I have a little more.
And why do
I
too?
may have like 15, 20 of them. Like a handful.
But
and
I've-
then that's good. I'm happy. I'm like content.
I'm the same way. I feel like when I have a few of those, when I have a handful, I don't overeat them.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
You gotta zip it, put it away, close the cupboard, and walk away.
So Ava, I feel the same way. Like my body, I need to give it dessert to tell it I'm done eating dinner.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm still snacking. And then when I have a little bit of
Yeah.
dessert, I am done eating. I'm truly like not looking for anything.
But sometimes it'll be like 8:30.
I know.
And I go to sleep at between 8:45 and 9. And I'll just need something. I'll kill someone. And I'll just get a handful of grapes.
Last question here from Joanne Leith. What strategies do you have to stay on track if you are unwell? Both in terms of finding food you want to eat that doesn't lead you astray, but also in terms of cooking. I can tell you that.
Wait, if you're unwell?
Yeah, I guess maybe if you're not feeling well. I don't ever eat not vegan, so I never have to worry about strategy for that. And then when I'm sick, I want just whole foods. Like I don't look for comfort foods when I'm sick. You know, people are like, I'm not feeling well, I need comfort foods, a lot of fat and a lot of, like, that's the stuff that's making you sick.
Like mac and cheese.
Yeah,
you know?
so
Just
I
make a
don't
mac and
do that.
cheese.
I don't, my problem isn't staying on track, it's staying away from my family. Because they constantly bring, like, we have a pantry full of stuff that Tim brings home.
Tim
That doesn't
brought
take,
home this cookie stuff
oh my
the other
God,
day, and
you saw that
He
too?
was like, oh yeah, I brought one for you. And I was like, no.
You know, it's this coconut oil based vegan
Okay.
cookie mix that someone gave him.
Someone gave it
And
to me.
he had to take it home because he can't pass up a deal.
And he wanted to give some
Yeah,
to me.
and I was like, oh, I didn't that. Let me throw that
You
out.
didn't eat it.
Yeah.
When I'm sick, I'm not well, like
Yeah.
not feeling well, then literally I'll just eat maybe bread.
So, and that's another thing. I eat less when I'm unwell.
Yeah, like a little bread, a little a banana.
When I
or
had that
something.
surgery,
Yeah.
right, I recovered from it. I had no taste. For some reason, I lost, because they did my sinuses, I lost my sense of
Yeah.
taste, right? And I had no appetite. I forced myself to eat a small bowl of my refried beans, right?
That's hard.
And they're like, you have to put salt on everything. You need a lot of salt. I don't know why during this recovery
didn't
process.
know that. That's
It was
so
so
weird.
stupid.
Ew.
But I had sprinkled salt on my refried beans, and I would eat like 5 or 6, like spoonfuls of refried beans, and it's done.
I feel like I'm done.
And that's it. And I'd come back like 3 hours later and force myself to eat a few more. And I would make myself, I wasn't even hungry, but I would just continue to eat the foods that we've had prepared. If you have foods prepared, even if you're not well, that's what you're eating,
Yeah,
right?
rice. Just
yeah,
rice.
rice with, I would
Rice.
put a little cheese sauce on or anything, whatever, it's good.
Rice. And the thing, if you have a family, like when I'm sick, I'll just make a big thing of rice. And they're old enough now that they can do a can of beans.
Yeah.
They can do some vegetables on top with soy sauce and a couple frozen egg rolls,
Yeah.
the vegan egg rolls, and they're happy. And then you just eat a little rice and you're good.
I think our advice for this, or my advice, would be not to get stuck when you're unwell into the comfort food thing. My comfort foods are potatoes and rice
Yeah.
and beans. That's my comfort food.
Chippies are
Yeah.
mine.
Chippies.
I
yeah.
can eat chippies every day.
That's to me, that's the stuff that, I mean, you want to get well. You want to feed the gut microbiome bacteria that heals you and all that. And you can't do that with sugar and, processed food, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just don't. If you don't feel like eating.
No, I would say eat nothing if you feel like you're going to eat junk. Just eat nothing. All right, so quite a lot of
Yes,
information
that
about
was
us.
nice.
This was really nice. I know that you're taking a break from videos. You got a lot going on, but at some point maybe we could just do like 2 or 3 times a year. We just get together
We will.
and answer questions.
We will.
So, all right, that's another episode. Hit that like button, like and subscribe, like we always say. Leave a comment below. What do you
Thank
think
you for
about
the
having?
questions.
Yeah, and we hope you're all well, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.